Order 66 and the Jedi Purge was one of the most devastating events the galaxy had ever seen. Countless Jedi lives were lost when the very clone troopers who fought beside them in the Clone Wars turned against them in an instant. We know some, such as Obi-Wan and Yoda, managed to escape and go into exile, while so many others weren't as lucky. What adds to the heartbreak of this event is that the clones themselves couldn't help it. They weren't in control of their own actions due to the inhibitor chips that had been implemented into their brains from the beginning. We saw so many clones turn on their friends in a flash, even Commander Cody, who fought beside Obi-Wan for so long during the war. Once the order was given, Cody commanded his troops to, quote, blast him, referring of course to Kenobi. However, at this same instant in another part of the galaxy, something interesting happened. Like all of his brothers, Captain Rex was given the order and even acknowledged it as he coldly replied, "Yes, Lord Sidious." But then, Ahsoka entered, and unlike the other clones who didn't give a second thought in betraying the Jedi, Rex hesitated. His hands trembled as he drops his helmet and raises his blasters into the air, aiming them at his old friend, ordering her to stay back. Ahsoka is obviously confused and worried. Rex's whole body shakes as he commands Ahsoka to find Fives, referring of course to ARC Trooper Fives, who prior to this became aware of a plot in which the clones were being used. He found out about this conspiracy when a fellow clone named Tup suffered a malfunction in his own inhibitor chip, which caused him to attempt to assassinate a Jedi. Fives would then begin an investigation where he would discover the chip and realize that not only Tup, but every member of the clone army had this chip installed in them as well. Fives tried to warn Rex of this, and although Fives would eventually be killed, Rex never forgot Fives' warnings, although he may have been skeptical about them. However, in this moment, when Rex isn't in control of his actions, somewhere in his mind, which is now hardly his own, because of Fives and his warnings, Rex realizes what's happening, and for a brief moment he tries to resist. It's also been noted that Rex is a bit of a unique clone, and that he seems to have a more independent nature than others, and forging such close alliances with Ahsoka, Anakin, and Obi-Wan caused him to have more free thought than some of his counterparts. Rex does eventually fire his blasters on Ahsoka, who manages to evade them, so he does attempt to carry out Order 66, but he does so after only a few seconds of hesitation, which is more than other members of the clone army could say. Thankfully, Rex is subdued, and Ahsoka is successful in removing Rex's inhibitor chip, which gives him his mind back, and he and Ahsoka manage to escape the other clones who weren't as lucky as Rex. We even see the two friends reunite years later as they work alongside Ezra Bridger and other members of the Ghost Crew, sometime before the Battle of Yavin. At this point in time, Rex is also working alongside two other clones named Wolf and Gregor, who were able to have their chips removed too, and now help in taking the fight to the Empire. So how and why was Rex able to briefly fight Order 66 when others didn't and couldn't give it a second thought? I believe that it's primarily the fact that he remembered Fives and realized what was happening to him was what Fives warned him about, and he tried his hardest to fight it. Also, he and Ahsoka became very close during their battles together, and while other clones immediately turned on their allies, deep down Rex did not want to carry out his friend's assassination. As I already mentioned, Rex did carry out Order 66 when he fired on Ahsoka, but did so after only the briefest of hesitations. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this insight, and as always, may the Force be with you.